Before this message begins, take a moment and listen carefully, because this may not be a coincidence that you clicked this video today. You were guided here for a reason, and heaven may be speaking directly to your heart right now. If you believe God speaks through divine timing, type "I receive" in the comments below, because your agreement opens your spirit to receive clarity, peace, and confirmation. Welcome to Anointed Encouragement, a place where faith grows stronger, hope returns, and angelic messages remind you that God has never forgotten your story. If you desire daily encouragement from God, Jesus, and divine angels, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who needs reassurance today, because one message can change a life forever. Now take a deep breath, quiet your thoughts, and allow your heart to listen beyond ordinary understanding, because what you are about to hear may explain emotions you could never fully describe. There is a person connected to your destiny, someone heaven has already marked as part of your future, someone whose path is mysteriously intertwined with yours, even when distance, silence, or confusion seem to separate you. Divine angels reveal that marriage is not simply about romance or attraction. It is about purpose, spiritual alignment, and preparation guided by God Himself. And before this union can fully manifest, there is something important you must understand first. Many people pray for love, yet few understand that God prepares hearts before He joins lives together, because a blessing given too early can become a burden instead of a miracle. Right now, unseen spiritual work is happening. Healing is taking place quietly. Lessons are being learned privately, and both hearts are being shaped for a future stronger than either person imagined. You may have wondered why delays occurred, why misunderstandings appeared, or why timing never seemed right. But angels say those moments were not rejection, they were preparation. The Bible reminds us in Ecclesiastes 3:11, He has made everything beautiful in its time. God's timing does not operate according to human impatience. It operates according to divine wisdom, and what feels slow to you may actually be perfectly aligned in heaven. The person you will marry is also undergoing transformation. Even now, even while you are watching this message, God is teaching them lessons about commitment, faithfulness, and emotional maturity. Angels reveal that before union comes revelation, before commitment comes understanding, and before marriage comes spiritual awakening. You must know this truth first. Love ordained by God requires readiness, not perfection, but willingness to grow, willingness to forgive, and willingness to trust God beyond fear. Some of you have carried wounds from past relationships, disappointments that made you question whether true love exists. Yet God never intended those experiences to define your future. They were classrooms, not destinations. Jesus teaches us about preparation of the heart in Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Notice that God asks for alignment before addition, faith before fulfillment, and trust before testimony. The angels say the first thing you must know is this: the person you will marry is not arriving to complete you. They are arriving to walk beside the person God has already been shaping you to become. Marriage in God's design is partnership in purpose, not rescue from loneliness. This is why heaven sometimes allows seasons of solitude, because solitude builds identity, and identity prepares you for covenant. Right now, you are being strengthened spiritually so that when love arrives, fear will not sabotage it, insecurity will not damage it, and doubt will not destroy it. Angels are guiding both of you toward emotional honesty, because hidden fears must be healed before lifelong promises are made. You may sense their energy thinking about you more often, remembering conversations, or feeling unexplained peace connected to your presence. And this is not imagination. It is spiritual awareness growing quietly. God often connects souls long before circumstances allow them to to unite physically. Another truth angels want you to understand is patience is not punishment. Patience is protection. If union happened earlier, misunderstandings could have broken what heaven intended to last forever. So God delayed not to deny you, but to preserve the future he already planned. Psalm 37:4 reminds us, "Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart." When your heart aligns with God, your desires begin aligning with his will, and suddenly what you prayed for begins moving toward you naturally, peacefully, and unmistakably. The angels say the person destined to marry you is learning courage right now. Courage to release past fears, courage to believe in lasting love, and courage to step into divine purpose. Meanwhile, you are being taught discernment, emotional strength, and spiritual confidence. So when the moment arrives, you will recognize the connection without confusion. There will be clarity instead of chaos, peace instead of anxiety, and certainty instead of doubt. This is how God confirms relationships, through peace that surpasses understanding, not emotional turbulence. You must know this before marriage happens. God is preparing unity of spirit before unity of life. And the angels want you to release worry today, because what God ordains cannot be stolen, delayed beyond purpose, or replaced by mistake. Your story is still being written, and heaven has not reached the final chapter yet. Right now, unseen prayers are being answered, unseen conversations are being guided, and unseen doors are slowly opening. Trust the process, trust God's wisdom, and trust that divine love is never accidental. Because what God joins together begins first with understanding, healing, and spiritual awakening. And this message is the beginning of that understanding for you today. The angels now reveal something deeper, something many people misunderstand when waiting for divine love. Because while you have been asking when this person will arrive, heaven has been focusing on who you are becoming before they arrive. Spiritual unions are never rushed, because God values foundation more than appearance, and a strong foundation requires inner transformation that often happens quietly, away from public recognition. You may have experienced moments recently where your priorities changed unexpectedly, where things that once mattered deeply suddenly lost importance, and where peace began replacing emotional urgency. This is not coincidence, this is spiritual preparation. Angels say your heart is being aligned with divine wisdom, so that when this person steps fully into your life, you will recognize love through peace instead of excitement alone. Many people confuse intensity with destiny, but God confirms destiny through stability, consistency, and emotional safety. The person you will marry is also being guided through lessons designed specifically for them. Lessons about responsibility, loyalty, and spiritual awareness. They may not even realize fully why their perspective is changing. Yet heaven is reshaping their understanding of love so they can meet you with maturity rather than confusion. Sometimes God allows distance so both individuals can grow independently before walking together. Because growth forced inside premature relationships often creates imbalance. You may wonder why communication has been delayed or why connection feels unfinished. But angels say unfinished moments are often divine pauses, not endings. Isaiah 30:18 reminds us, "Therefore the Lord will wait that he may be gracious unto you." God waits not because he is slow, but because grace requires perfect timing. Right now, God is removing emotional patterns that could harm your future union, patterns of fear, insecurity, or self-doubt that once influenced your decisions. You are learning to love without desperation, to trust without anxiety, and to believe without needing constant reassurance. These lessons are sacred preparation for covenant love. Angels reveal that your future spouse has been reflecting deeply, possibly revisiting memories connected to you, reconsidering choices they once made, and feeling an internal pull they cannot logically explain. This pull is spiritual alignment beginning to activate. When God connects two destinies, He often awakens awareness gradually so both hearts move willingly rather than through pressure. You may notice signs such as repeated thoughts about this person, unexpected dreams, or moments of calm when thinking about the future. And these experiences are reminders that divine orchestration is already in motion. Heaven works subtly, not loudly, because true guidance respects free will while gently directing hearts toward purpose. The angels want you to understand another important truth. Before marriage comes recognition. Recognition happens when both individuals see each other not only through emotion, but through spiritual clarity. You will recognize them by peace, by mutual respect, and by shared growth rather than dramatic uncertainty. Jesus teaches about discernment in John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Divine love carries peace, not confusion. If fear dominates a connection, it is often human attachment, but if peace remains even during distance, it reflects God's involvement. Right now, angels encourage you to release expectations shaped by past experiences, because this relationship will not follow old patterns. God is creating something new, something healthier, something rooted in spiritual partnership rather than emotional survival. The person meant for you is learning how to communicate honestly, how to value emotional vulnerability, and how to prioritize commitment over temporary comfort. Meanwhile, you are learning patience and trust, two qualities essential for lasting marriage. Patience teaches endurance, and trust builds unity. Angels say heaven is aligning circumstances behind the scenes. Conversations you have not heard yet are being prepared. Opportunities are forming, and timing is slowly approaching alignment. Sometimes divine movement feels invisible because God works beneath the surface, before revealing results openly. Think of a seed planted underground. Unseen growth happens long before visible change appears. Your relationship destiny is currently in that hidden growth stage. Do not mistake silence for absence, because God is most active when results are still forming. Another message angels emphasize is forgiveness, because emotional freedom must exist before covenant begins. If resentment from the past remains unresolved, it can block the flow of new blessings. God is gently inviting you to release old pain, so your heart becomes open to new joy. Colossians 3:13 teaches, "Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Forgiveness does not justify past hurt. It frees your future from being controlled by it. The angels say your future spouse is also confronting past regrets, understanding lessons they once ignored, and growing emotionally stronger through reflection. Both journeys are happening simultaneously, even if you cannot see each other's progress yet. And when divine timing arrives, the meeting or reconnection will feel natural rather than forced, peaceful rather than overwhelming. You will sense familiarity mixed with spiritual confirmation, as if your soul recognizes something heaven prepared long ago. God often uses familiarity to reveal destiny, because true connection feels known before it is fully understood. The angels want you to remain faithful during this waiting season, not by striving harder, but by trusting deeper. Continue growing spiritually, continue strengthening your relationship with God, and continue believing that divine promises unfold exactly when hearts are ready. Because what God is preparing is not temporary happiness, it is lasting covenant. And covenant requires wisdom, patience, and spiritual alignment that only time and divine guidance can produce. You are closer than you realize, not because circumstances suddenly changed, but because inner transformation is nearly complete. Heaven is preparing revelation, and soon understanding will replace uncertainty. The angels now invite you to look deeper into what is happening spiritually between you and the person God has chosen for your future. Because divine connections are not built only through physical meetings, but through spiritual alignment long before visible union happens. Right now, heaven is allowing both of your paths to move closer through unseen guidance. And although your daily life may appear ordinary, spiritual movement is accelerating behind the scenes. Many believers expect destiny to arrive suddenly, yet God often prepares hearts slowly so love becomes stable rather than overwhelming. The angels say your future spouse has entered a season of realization, a time when truths they once ignored are becoming impossible to deny. They are beginning to understand the value of genuine love, the importance of emotional honesty, and the sacred responsibility that comes with commitment. This awakening may feel intense for them, because spiritual growth often requires confronting fears, releasing pride, and accepting vulnerability. You may notice that your own emotions have become calmer recently, as if your heart is learning to rest instead of chase answers. This peace is not accidental. It is evidence that God is strengthening your faith so you can receive love without fear of loss. Psalm 46:10 reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is where divine assurance grows. The angels reveal that both of you are being guided toward emotional maturity, so that when reunion or union happens, it will not depend on temporary feelings but on shared spiritual purpose. God does not unite people merely for romance. He unites them for growth, healing, and mutual encouragement toward righteousness. Your future marriage is intended to reflect partnership guided by faith, where both individuals support each other's spiritual journey rather than distract from it. Because of this, certain delays were necessary. Some lessons could only be learned separately. Some wounds needed individual healing, and some understanding required solitude before unity could become healthy. You may have wondered why connections in the past felt incomplete, but angels say those experiences were preparation, teaching discernment so you could recognize authentic love when it arrives. Discernment protects destiny. The person meant for you is learning to listen to God more clearly, even if they cannot yet explain what they feel internally. They may sense a strong desire to change direction in life, to pursue stability, or to reconnect with faith, and these shifts are signs of divine influence. God often reshapes priorities before revealing purpose. Proverbs 3:5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." Your journey and theirs are both being guided beyond human logic, because divine timing operates through wisdom greater than personal plans. Angels say your patience has been noticed in heaven, every prayer whispered in uncertainty, every moment you chose faith instead of despair, and every time you trusted God despite unanswered questions has strengthened your spiritual foundation. Faith expressed during waiting carries powerful spiritual weight. Now heaven is preparing alignment, where circumstances begin to cooperate naturally rather than through struggle. You may soon notice unexpected communication, surprising clarity, or events that gently reconnect paths that once seemed distant. These moments will not feel chaotic. They will feel guided, peaceful, and purposeful. The angels emphasize that recognition will come through inner confirmation rather than external proof. You will sense calm certainty, a feeling that does not demand urgency but invites trust. God's design for love removes confusion and replaces it with clarity over time. Another important truth angels reveal is that humility is becoming central to both of your hearts. Humility allows forgiveness, and forgiveness allows lasting unity. Your future spouse is learning to release ego-driven decisions and embrace sincerity, while you are learning emotional balance and spiritual confidence. Both transformations are necessary, so neither person carries old fears into new beginnings. Ephesians 4:2 teaches, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love." This scripture describes the atmosphere God is preparing within your future relationship. Gentleness instead of control, patience instead of pressure, and love rooted in understanding rather than expectation. Angels say heaven is also arranging practical details that will support your union, including timing, opportunities, and environments that make connection possible. Divine orchestration includes both spiritual and earthly preparation, because God works through real circumstances as well as spiritual influence. You may soon feel guided to make certain decisions, changes, or movements that seem small, but will position you closer to destiny. Trust these gentle promptings, because angels often guide through intuition aligned with peace. Fear creates urgency, but divine guidance creates calm direction. If an action feels peaceful and consistent with faith, it is often confirmation rather than coincidence. The angels want you to release comparison with others' timelines, because your story is uniquely designed by God. Some relationships begin quickly while others develop slowly, yet divine love always arrives at the moment that protects both hearts best. Your waiting season has not been wasted, it has been preparation for permanence. God is not creating temporary happiness for you, He is building covenant stability. And covenant love requires emotional strength, spiritual awareness, and mutual readiness that only time can develop. The angels say your future spouse has begun praying differently, possibly without even realizing they are praying for you specifically. Their heart is opening toward connection, toward commitment, and toward the life God is preparing for both of you. Heaven hears these prayers and aligns them with yours, creating unity even before physical togetherness occurs. Matthew 19:6 declares, "What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate." This joining begins spiritually long before it becomes visible. Right now, spiritual threads are weaving your stories together, forming a connection designed to endure challenges and celebrate blessings together. You are being prepared not only to receive love, but to sustain it. And sustaining love requires wisdom, patience, forgiveness, and faith working together daily. The angels encourage you to remain hopeful and spiritually grounded, because the next phase of your journey will bring understanding that answers many silent questions you have carried. Soon clarity will replace uncertainty, and recognition will replace doubt. God is moving closer to revealing what He has been preparing all along. Now the angels invite you into the most important understanding of this message, because what God is preparing is not only a relationship, but a transformation that will shape the next season of your life completely. Your future marriage is not simply about companionship. It is about divine partnership where two lives become aligned with purpose, faith, and spiritual growth. The reason heaven has taken time to prepare both of you is because lasting love must be built on spiritual foundations rather than emotional impulse. Right now, your future spouse is experiencing deep reflection, moments where they reconsider past choices, reassess priorities, and recognize what truly matters in life. They are beginning to understand that real love requires courage, honesty, and surrender to God's guidance. Angels say that many of their recent thoughts have centered around stability, commitment, and the desire to protect someone precious, even if they do not yet fully understand why these feelings have grown stronger. This is the Holy Spirit gently shaping their heart toward covenant love. You may also feel a growing sensitivity in your spirit, a sense that something meaningful is approaching even if you cannot explain it logically. This awareness is spiritual preparation, not imagination. God often signals new seasons through inner peace before external change becomes visible. Isaiah 43:19 says, "See, I am doing a new thing, now it springs up, do you not perceive it? Heaven is asking you to perceive with faith rather than sight. The angels reveal that obstacles which once delayed connection are gradually being removed, including misunderstandings, emotional barriers, and life circumstances that previously kept your paths apart. Divine timing ensures that, when you finally come together, both of you will recognize the moment with clarity instead of confusion. Recognition born from God carries peace instead of anxiety. You will not feel the need to force outcomes, because what is ordained flows naturally. Angels also want you to understand that your role during this season is spiritual readiness. Continue strengthening your relationship with God, nurturing gratitude, and maintaining emotional balance, because the condition of your heart determines how you receive blessings. A peaceful heart welcomes lasting love. Your future spouse is learning similar lessons, learning patience, learning humility, and learning to value emotional honesty over temporary comfort. These lessons are shaping them into the partner capable of loving you faithfully. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Timing is part of the beauty God creates. Even moments that felt like delay were actually protection, ensuring neither of you entered union before healing was complete. The angels say heaven celebrates progress you cannot yet see, prayers answered quietly, fears released gradually, and faith growing stronger through unseen victories. Soon you will begin noticing meaningful signs, conversations that feel guided, opportunities that seem perfectly arranged, and emotional clarity replacing old uncertainty. These signs will not overwhelm you, they will reassure you gently. You may feel drawn towards certain decisions or environments that unexpectedly bring you closer to alignment with your future spouse. Trust these promptings when they bring peace rather than pressure. God's direction always carries calm assurance. Another message angels emphasize is forgiveness. Releasing past disappointments clears spiritual space for new blessings. Holding onto past pain can block emotional openness, but forgiveness restores freedom and prepares the heart for genuine connection. Colossians 3:13 teaches, "Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Forgiveness is not forgetting lessons. It is releasing emotional weight so destiny can move forward without resistance. The person meant for you is also releasing burdens from their past, learning to approach love with sincerity rather than fear. This mutual healing is why your connection will feel different from previous relationships, deeper, calmer, and spiritually secure. Angels say your story will become a testimony of God's timing, showing that faith during uncertainty leads to fulfillment beyond expectation. You are not moving toward coincidence, you are moving toward divine confirmation. Very soon, clarity will replace questions you have carried for a long time. Moments will come when you realize why certain doors closed, why certain paths changed, and why waiting was necessary. God was aligning two journeys so they could walk together without losing purpose. The angels encourage you now to remain hopeful, continue praying, and trust that heaven is actively guiding both hearts toward unity. Love prepared by God strengthens faith rather than distracting from it. This connection will encourage spiritual growth, emotional safety, and shared vision for the future. And when the moment arrives, you will recognize it not through dramatic signs but through deep peace that confirms divine alignment. Before this message ends, take a moment to reflect on how far God has already brought you. Every challenge survived, every prayer spoken, and every lesson learned has been part of preparation. Nothing has been wasted. Your journey has meaning, your waiting has purpose, and your future carries promise. If this message spoke to your heart, take this moment to respond in faith and gratitude. Write in the comments, "I trust God's timing," as a declaration of belief and alignment with heaven's plan. Remember to like this video, so more people searching for hope and divine encouragement can receive this message as well. Subscribe to Anointed Encouragement for daily words of angels, messages inspired by God, and spiritual guidance that strengthens your faith journey every day. Share this message with someone who needs reassurance today, because God often uses you as a vessel of encouragement for others. May peace guard your heart, may faith guide your steps, and may God's divine plan unfold in your life exactly as heaven has designed. The angels are watching over your path, Jesus walks beside you, and God's love is preparing something beautiful just ahead. Stay faithful, stay hopeful, and stay expectant, because your blessing is closer than you think. Amen.